This is the Fifth Estate Winning Headlines, your media police post. In this segment, we summarize some of the headlines that you might have missed this morning, but we also take a look at the political pieces that we call cartoons in this country. Today is the 29th of October 2021, and I am AX.
I am Miss Pope.
And I am GK. In case you missed the headlines, here they are. We begin with the Daily Nation. Revealed new name for Uhuru Raila coalition.
Okay.
The Standard. Raila factor in Mudavadi Kalonzo feud. The Star. How DP Ruto has changed tack in search of votes. And the People Daily. When Raila almost lost grip of ODM.
Ooh.
So allow me to begin with my submission today.
Okay.
A good general wins a war before he goes to battle. And this is because every battle is won before it is ever fought. But war is also about velocity, terrain, positioning, and timing. But I will talk about that another day. Today, I want to hypothesize that the 2022 war has already been won. And it has been won on the drawing board.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, the Greeks surrounded the city of Troy in a bid to conquer it. They tried for years to take over the city, but the Greeks could not penetrate the walls of Troy. But one day, the Greeks developed a genius plan. It was simple. They constructed a huge wooden horse. Then they hid their best soldiers inside it. They then went to the Trojans and told them that the ground has shifted and that the mountain needs to find peace with the valley. Just like that UDA story. But what the valley did not recognize was that this was all a ploy. The big peace offering of a horse was nothing but a trap. Once the horse was settled in a prominent place in Troy and the leaders of Troy inspected it with pride, the surprise was served on the unsuspecting Trojans from the Rift Valley. That night, the soldiers hidden in the Trojan horse emerged. They opened the gates of the city for the rest of the Greek army, and with this simple trick, they took over the city of Troy. In fact, Raila Odinga served a Trojan horse on Arap Moi when KANU swallowed his NDP party. Once swallowed, NDP was known to have caused political indigestion and constipation in KANU. In exactly 200 days, KANU, a party created 100 years ago, collapsed and has never recovered. It died of the Trojan effect. And so I ask, is this what the Kikuyus are doing to William Ruto? Have they taken a Trojan horse to the house of Sugoi and that UDA party with those blue band colors? And at the right time, will they unleash their elite soldiers and bring down UDA and Ruto? This may sound far-fetched, but if history is anything to go by, it is not possible, but it is probable.
Interesting. So today I would like to submit that William Ruto has acquired a Kikuyu woman who is not his. In fact, she is married, and she is married to a man of God, maybe a pastor. This story of Ruto as a political leader is recorded in the Holy Bible. Once upon a time, the father of our faith, Abraham, took his wife and belongings to a faraway land known as the Abimelech's kingdom of Gerar.
Okay.
While at Gerar, Abraham encountered a fat, big challenge. His wife, Sarah, was gorgeous, irresistible, and sexy.
Ooh.
The problem with this was if the king saw her, he was going to kill Abraham and take her away from him. So Abraham devised a scheme. He lied to everybody that Sarah was his sister.
Okay.
And that worked. Then one day, the king was told about Sarah. And because Abraham had told everyone that Sarah was his wife, the king very quickly, Sugoi style, grabbed her and had her prepared to be his concubine. But when they were preparing her to be his concubine, the kingdom of Gerar was hit by a plague. All the men became impotent and women became barren.
What?
No one knew what was happening.
Yeah.
Then one night, God appeared to Abimelech the king in a dream. He told him he was as good as dead. He had taken the wife of a man of God. And because of this, he was condemned, and so was his entire population. However, because God is full of mercy, he decided that the king had ponyokad by luck. And that is because Sarah was still being prepared to be his concubine and he had not taken her. Repentant and broken, the king returned Abraham's wife and rewarded him with great wealth, including massive plots of land in Karen, Ruai, and Langata Road.
Oh yes, the Lord is very, very good.
Exactly. And added to this, he gave him Safaricom shares, multiplied his helicopters, and many more things.
God is good.
1.5 million chickens as well.
Exactly.
God is good, man.
Exactly.
God is good.
And then there was healing in the kingdom of Gerar. Women were able to get children and multiplied, and they lived happily ever after.
Okay.
What is my point? In 2013, Ruto was introduced to the Mountain of Mystery, also known as Mount Kenya. The mountain had a beautiful wife known as Gema, which means the lily of the valley. But because the mountain was afraid of the 2007 violence, it lied that this beautiful girl called Gema was not a wife but a sister.
Okay.
And one day, Ruto saw this beautiful daughter and took her to be his wife. Sugoi style. Little did he know that she was a wife of a prophet, and for him to return her to the Mountain of Mystery, he had to be hit by a plague and be spoken to by God in a dream. Dear Mr. Ruto, expect a call from God.
Ooh.
Wow, so I would like to follow in a very similar game, very similar frame. However, you might want to take out your pens and pencils and your notebooks for this one because it is a riddle. Uhuru Kenyatta's succession is nothing but a complex riddle. It is about a wolf, a goat, and a cabbage. A wolf is known to eat a goat, and a goat is known to eat a cabbage. And this is where the riddle lies. Once upon a time, Uhuru Kenyatta stopped at a Kerugoya market and bought himself a goat, a wolf, and some cabbage on his way back from Kirinyaga after Mashujaa Day. On his way back home, he had to cross the Sagana River of 2022 to Shaweri, his village, by boat. And he had to carry the goat, the wolf, and the cabbage. But there was a problem. His very small boat could only carry him and one of the 3 items. This means that he had to leave 2 of the items on one side of the river as he carries himself and 1 item to the other side. Are we still on the same page?
On the same page.
Perfect. If he carries the cabbage first, he has to leave the wolf and the goat on the side of the river. And if he does this, the wolf will eat the goat. But if he takes the wolf to the other side first, he will leave the goat with the cabbage, and the goat will eat the cabbage. The question, therefore, is this. What should Uhuru do? Should he leave the country with the wolf or the cabbage with the goat? Because he cannot leave Ruto with the goat or Raila with the cabbage, this is how he will solve the riddle. First, he will carry the goat to the other side of the river, away from the wolf, and leave the wolf with the cabbage. Then he will collect the wolf and deposit it where the goat is, leaving the cabbage alone on the other side of the river. After depositing the wolf where the goat is, he will take the goat back and return it to the opposite side of the river. And because he cannot leave the goat with the cabbage, he will take the cabbage next. He will then cross the river with the cabbage to where the wolf is and travel back to collect the goat. Bear with me, I really hope you're taking notes. Once he crosses the river with the goat, he will be reunited with the wolf and the cabbage. Mission accomplished. But there is a problem. Is Ruto the wolf and Gema the goat? Or is Gema the cabbage and Raila the goat? And who is the river? Is the river the people Uhuru has to cross? Or is the river the people? Here is our take. The river is the people, the wolf is Gema, the goat is Ruto, and the cabbage is Raila. The Gema wolf will not eat Raila because it is not vegetarian. But left with Ruto on one side, the Gema wolf will have a party. Dear Mr. Ruto, be afraid. Be very afraid.
So the wolf is
Gema, yes. I told you needed notebooks out for this one. I told you.
So we have a three-part criteria that we use to judge the headlines for you. We ask ourselves these three questions. Is the headline topical or speculative? Is it repetitive or groundbreaking? And finally, is it thoughtful or just plain lazy? So let me reread the headlines for you.
Okay.
Daily Nation: revealed new name for Uhuru Raila coalition. The Standard: Raila factor in Mudavadi Kalonzo feud. The Star: how DP Ruto has changed tack in search of votes. And the People Daily: when Raila almost lost grip of ODM.
Yeah.
So guys, is there any headline that is calling to you today?
No, I honestly think we should just toss all of them.
Yes.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think the Daily Nation is a bit speculative.
Yes.
The Standard, nothing new.
Nothing new.
The Star is also speculative and is
Yeah.
not groundbreaking.
It's not
And
groundbreaking
the
at
People
all.
Daily, yeah, it's history.
Let's just toss
So
all
yes,
of
you
them.
may toss the headline. We have no winning headline.